What's going on, people, and welcome back to another FPL recap and a look ahead to game week 13. So game week 12 recap, I ended up with 37 points. The average was 49, very below the average. For about 2 or 3 weeks now I've been getting red arrows, so struggling a bit at the moment. Like, the captaincy this week for me for match week 12 was Haaland. He only got me 4. And City are really struggling, like, uncharacteristically. So I flopped for me with Haaland, as he was my captain and he only got me 4. I viced Welbeck. He only got 2. I went with Flecken in goal, who got a nice return for me with 9. And Henderson actually got 7, who I had on my bench. So both the keepers did very well, but made the right choice with the keeper this week. That 2-point difference between Flecken and Henderson. And then I went 3 at the back with Robertson, Van Heck and Saliba. Had 7 for Saliba, a 3-0 win against Forest. And Van Heck and Robertson both got 1 each, so they both kind of flopped on me, but Saliba got a nice return. 5 in the midfield. Traore only got me 1 for Fulham. Palmer only got 2, annoyingly. And Mbuemo only got 3. So I expected, like, Palmer and Mbuemo to do better than they did. Semenyo got a yellow card and he's now out until the 5th December with a suspension, so that's something to look forward in terms of transfers and things. He only got me 1 for Bournemouth, and Johnson got 6 for Tottenham. Yeah, Welbeck and Haaland just didn't really produce. The bench, as I said, Henderson for Palace got 7, and then Havertz obviously didn't play at all, so he got 0. Kirkez got 1, and Konza got 0. So the bench on the whole I got right. Annoying to get another red arrow week and below the average, because I don't feel like I made terrible decisions, but the points say I did. Looking at game week 13 then, I did have, I think I had 4 or 5 transfers that I could use if I needed to. I took out Haaland, as I've been keeping faith with him for a number of weeks and he's just not been doing it, as of City players on a whole haven't. So I have got rid of Haaland finally, and I brought in Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea. I've been very impressed with his improvement and just Chelsea as a whole. So Jackson comes in for Haaland. I'm going to keep Flecken in goal. It's been pretty tricky to decide between him and Henderson. Both have reasonable fixtures, but I prefer Flecken's. So Flecken for Brentford at home against Leicester. I'll go in with, sticking with 3 at the back, Robertson, Van Heck and Colwill. Colwill was another change I brought in. Took out Konza, as he has been a bit in and out with injuries. So Colwill comes in as well. And I also brought in Luis Diaz for Liverpool. Got rid of Semenyo because he's now suspended. Hasn't really been doing what he did for me last season this year. So Luis Diaz comes in, used 3 transfers for game week 13, but I had 4 or 5 to play with. So yeah, Robertson, Liverpool against City, massive game, but I think Liverpool will win. Van Heck, Brighton against Southampton, I fancy Brighton to win. Colwill against Villa, but I think Chelsea will win that. Mbuemo, Diaz, Johnson and Palmer are my midfielders this week. I'm going with a captaincy for Palmer in that home fixture against Aston Villa. Johnson could do very well against Fulham for Tottenham, so I'm going to vice Johnson. Luis Diaz for Liverpool against City, he can always be a danger. And then Mbuemo for Brentford against Leicester. I'm hoping he can actually get a return for this one. And then I've gone with 3 up top. Welbeck against Southampton, Jackson against Villa, and Havertz away to West Ham. He didn't start the last game, but didn't play at all, so I'm kind of expecting him to be back in. So I'm going to kind of roll the dice probably with Havertz and keep him in and hope he starts. Henderson on the bench then. First place midfield option is Adama Traore. Second place bench option is Saliba away to West Ham. And Kirkez for Bournemouth away to Wolves. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that I've got the bench right again this week. Maybe Saliba could be in for someone, but West Ham could cause problems for Arsenal, even though because they're at home for this, so they could cause Arsenal problems. But I'm pretty confident Palmer can at least be involved, even if Chelsea lose the game, which I don't think they will. I think they'll win, but I think Cole Palmer will produce again. So he's going to be the captaincy armband this week for match week 13, game week 13. And yeah, I'm hopeful that I'll get some red arrows this week coming, because I do need it. I wish you green arrows too. In a bit.